Let us see the next question. Consider following information. Information is provided for three securities. It is A, B and C. Beta information is given for each of them, and with that the expected return information is given. It is 15, 28 and 40. Whether given expected returns are as per CAPM or as per past experience, that is expected future growth, that is a question. So again over here we are required to answer that whether the given returns are based on CAPM, required rate of return, or it is based on the mean return, that is say the average of the past return or the future weighted average return. Again I want you to give answer in the chat box. Now friends, over here there are again multiple ways by which you can do answer. One of the way by which you can do answer is taking into account the information of the security A and B or A and C or B and C. You make the computation of the risk-free rate of return. You make the computation of RM minus RF. Again, assuming that say both the returns are provided say as per the required rate of return. Then whatever the values that say you compute, say using those values and beta for the other security, that is security C, if at all we take A and B into account initially, will compute the required rate of return for security C. If at all it will match with this 40%, all the returns are based on say the CAPM, otherwise all the returns are based on mean return. That is the way we will draw the conclusion. This is the first way by which you can do answer. The other way by which you can do answer is this. You can make the calculation of RM minus RF and RF. That is say even one of the value can be calculated using A and B into account, and afterwards you will again the make calculation of RF or RM minus RF, whatever you had calculated initially, by taking other two securities into account, that is AC or otherwise BC, in a way that say out of 3 take 2 securities and make the calculation, then take one of these 2 securities and other security say which is remaining, taking that into account you will make the calculation of the value that say you computed initially. If at all they match, then again the required rate of returns are provided to us in the question, that is as per CAPM, otherwise we have been provided with the mean return. This is the way we can write the conclusion. So write down answer of the question. Assuming that returns are provided as per CAPM, comma, we compute RM minus RF taking into account securities AB, comma, AC. So the required rate of return is equal to RF plus beta into RM minus RF. So the required rate of return minus RF is equal to beta into RM minus RF. So RM minus RF is equal to required rate of return minus RF divided by beta. This is the way first of all we form the equation. Okay. Now Okay. No, this time RF information is not given. So we are required to, I'm sorry, we are required to form two simultaneous equation. I'm sorry. That is, say security A and B. Taking security A and B, we are required to form the equation. It is 15, 28. So it is RF plus beta is 0.4, 1.1. And RM minus RF, that is what we are going to calculate. So we are required to find RM minus RF. So what we will do, 28 is equal to RF plus beta into RM minus RF, minus 15 minus RF minus 0.4 into RM minus RF. So this RF will be cancelled. 28 minus 15 is 13, is equal to 0.7 into RM minus RF. So RM minus RF is 13 divided by 0.7. That comes to 18.5714. This is by taking security A and B into account. Afterwards, we'll take the security A and C into account and we'll make again the same calculation. If at all, whatever the answer that we compute, taking A and C into account, if it is matching with this, then in that case, all the returns are based on CAPM. Otherwise, all the returns are based on mean return. So for A and C, again the formula is same. Required rate of return is equal to RF plus beta into RM minus RF. For security A, the required rate of return is 15, and for security C, it is 40. RF as it is, beta is 0.4 and 1.8. This is RM minus RF. This is again RM minus RF. Okay, so now 40 is equal to RF plus 1.8 into RM minus RF. This 15 we will deduct minus RF minus 0.4 into RM minus RF. So this RF is getting cancelled. 40 minus 15 is 25. (1.10) into RM minus RF. So RM minus RF is equal to 25 divided by 1.1. So the answer is 22.73. So what we can see that say again these two values are not matching. Over here, say this is 18.5714 and over here 22.7273 or 73%. So the given returns are based on mean value. So let us with paragraph. The given returns are as per mean value, comma, and not as per CAPM. Now again friends, I am giving an explanation with the alternative method. In case of alternative method, to some extent the working is going to remain same. See what happens at over here, taking into account the security A and B, we already have calculated RF minus RF. Now continuing with that, using RF minus RF calculated, taking security A and B into account, comma, RF will be found. So let us see that say how to calculate the RF. We understand that say for security A, required rate of return is equal to RF plus beta into RF minus RF. As far as security A is concerned, this is 15, this is 0.4. This is 15, this is 0.4. RF minus RF is 18.5714. And RF will be found as balancing figure. So RF will be equal to 15 minus 0.4 into 18.5714. 18.5714 into 0.4. That comes to 7.43. 15 minus 7.43 is 7.57. So what we have done, taking into account the security A and security B, we have computed RF and RF minus RF. Now we will take the security C into account and will make the computation of the required rate of return. So as far as security C is concerned, the required rate of return is equal to RF plus beta into RF minus RF. What is RF? It is 7.57. What is beta? Beta for the security C is 1.80. Into RF minus RF is what? 18.5714. So 7.57 plus 18.5714 into 1.8 comes to 33.43 plus 7.57, that comes to 41%. So what will happen as far as the required rate of return for security C is concerned, it is 41% if at all the returns are based on the required rate of return CAPM. But you can see that it is provided as 40%. So again you can draw the conclusion like this. Conclusion is 41% is not equal to 40%. So the given returns are not as per CAPM. This is the way we can draw the conclusion.